No,
Why
we don't
not?
get one. No.
Oh, come on.
I'll give you what they
Your
scored.
Lakers won like 84 in a row.
Yeah, we won 22 out of 24, something like that. I mean,
yeah. So I'll take 3.5 for a case, right?
I already like
3.5?
I mean, the numbers just keep piling up, Skip. I can't count.
You're going to have co-MVPs. LeBron and AD are going to share it this year, right?
Yeah.
Take a case for 3.5.
No.
Oh, somebody has no guts, has no courage of
Miami's playing really well.
Yeah.
They're playing really well. They can shoot the three.
Okay.
Bam out of eight. Bam is doing it.
Lakers.
Yeah, I mean, that's
Jimmy buckets.
You're melting.
No.
All right, we will talk about that one. I am so glad to be here on a Friday, guys. Is Lamar Jackson changing the entire future of the NFL? And Pacers All-Star guard Victor Oladipo is going to join us live in studio to talk about his run on The Masked Singer. You guys catch that? He was pretty impressive.
I think I'm going to do it next year.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Well, you can't sing.
Well, I can.
Actually,
I told you I'm the karaoke king.
I've been singing
yes.
in the mornings. It's a little frightening, but we'll get the info there. But we're going to start with America's Game of the Week on Fox. Rams, Cowboys. Dallas is looking to snap its 3-game losing streak, but it's not going to be easy against a Rams team that has started to shake off its Super Bowl hangover. Sean McVay's team is coming off back-to-back wins to get into the NFC wildcard hunt at 8-5. And while the 6-7 Cowboys could still lose this game and control its own destiny to win the NFC East, Zeke Elliott said that, quote, the focus should already be at an all-time high. So, Shannon, who wins on Sunday, Rams or Cowboys?
You know, Skip, when I look at this game, you look at the Cowboys and, you know, you love those Cowboys. I don't love them nearly as much as you do. As a matter of fact, I don't love them at all. But when I look at the Rams and what they've been able to do the last couple of weeks, they're starting to look like the Rams offense of last year that led the league in scoring. Jared Goff has played really well, especially the last 2 weeks. And I know you're going to say, well, one of those games against the Cardinals, and they didn't mount much of a defensive effort to do anything to slow that Rams offense down. But Todd Gurley, I think, has been the key. For some reason, I don't know what it is. Sean McVay says maybe he was an idiot or he was just stupid. But he's starting to give Todd Gurley his touches. 3 of the last 4 games, he's gotten 20-plus touches. And when Todd Gurley can run the football, he doesn't need to be 150 yards a game. But when he can run it a little, the play action is really there. And now that leaves Cooper Kupp, who's his favorite target, Robert Woods. Those guys are wide open. Brandon Cooks can still take the top off the coverage. Higbee, the tight end, is playing unbelievable the last couple of weeks. Skip, I know you think this is going to, your Cowboys are going to show something. And plus, you already told me they don't really need this game. They're looking forward to next week because they can lose this week and win next week and everything will be all forgotten. It's not going to happen. I got the Rams 31-27. Because, you know what, Skip? The Cowboys will probably show up for a quarter two. That's normally what they do. They probably take the opening drive and march right down the field. And if they were to do that, you already know what happens after that. Then they go the next 2.5 quarters and they do absolutely nothing. Or one of two things are going to happen. They're going to do the first scenario, what I just mentioned, or they do absolutely nothing for like 3.5 quarters. Your guy mounts a valiant effort. You say what a warrior he is. Your guy didn't quit, but they lose. They're going to lose 31-27. The Rams going to be right back in the wild card hunt, and you guys will be on life support. And then guess what? Walk it to them. We'll walk over there politely and pull the plug next week.
Interesting and boring, but predictable from you. So, I have an announcement to make.
What?
The Dallas Cowboys are going to win this football game. I am not here to bet any due on it. I am not guaranteeing it. I'm just telling you, I believe with all my heart and soul, right here, right now, they are going to win this football game.
Give me the 4 points, Dean.
They are going to flip the script. They are going to reverse your intended curse that you put on them because you've been cursing them week after week. It's been a long, hard, brutal season for me to watch, and I just have a feeling it ends or starts right here, right now. Why do I feel that?
Yeah, why?
Because they hit bottom in Kansas City. I don't know how, I'm in Kansas City, in Chicago, I'm sorry.
Fair.
That they hit so bottom that they missed 19 tackles. It's the most that have been missed in a single game over the last full calendar year of NFL football. And they have had to hear about it all week. And I've told you this before, and I'm going to drive it home today. The most publicized team in all of sports, it's not the Yankees, it's the Dallas Cowboys. They're the most publicized team in the world to me. I guess you could debate that with some of the big soccer franchises, but to me, it can be a double-edged sword because it can create a fat cat syndrome in which they all get overpaid and overrated, and we've seen a lot of that this year with DeMarcus Lawrence and Ezekiel Elliott.
Because I know what you mean by fat cat, because it's not has anything to do with success, because you guys hadn't been successful in a very long time.
But that double-edged sword, the other side of it is it can eventually create what I call the alley cat syndrome, where all of a sudden they just get
Y'all ain't got none of them. Y'all ain't got none of them. Stop it. Stop it.
They get mean,
whatever.
They get hungry, and here they come when you least expect it. They just get sick and tired of hearing about how bad they are, especially from the Hall of Famer Shannon Sharp.
Did I lie?
The leader of the anti-Cowboy.
Am I lying, Skip?
No, you're not lying.
Okay, thank you.
But this is going to be the first time all year that they rise up and they beat a winning football team, because the Rams are 8-5. I know they had their struggles, which were actually worse struggles than the Cowboys had for a little while, but they're 8-5. They're winners of 3 of their last 4. They're winners of 5 of their last 7, and they're a talented, I think, well-coached football team. So they present, obviously, a huge challenge, and one that my team will meet and spring back to life just in time to go to Philadelphia. I've told you from the start, the game I have believed in the most all year is that Dallas will win at Philadelphia. So obviously, as you point out, they don't need to win this game. They just better win this game. And it's about your own pride. It's about self-belief. It's about faith. It's about reaching down and saying, we are this good, because a lot of people think we are this good. Well, they're still the #1 ranked offense in Pro Football Focus.
We're going to talk about that a little later.
Okay. And this game will boil down to the one player I've trusted all year on my team. Dak Prescott will outplay Jared Goff.
He's never done it before.
Yes, he has.
Hadn't done it before.
Oh, okay. Well, hold on. Thank you for bringing that up and opening that door for me. So these two quarterbacks who were drafted in the same draft met the first time in 2017
What happened?
at Jerry World. The Rams came back to win that game 35-30, but Dak way outplayed Jared Goff because his QBR for that game was 81. Jared Goff had a 46. Dak threw 3 touchdown passes to 1 interception, but completely statistically outplayed Jared Goff. So, again, if we're talking about the head-to-head meeting, Dak outplayed him. What happened in the playoff game? Rams won 30-22. Was it because of Jared Goff? Nope, it was not. Somehow,
who picked up that first down running the football?
I'll get to that in just a second. But this game, that game, Jenny attended that game at the Coliseum here in Los Angeles. It was 1 week after my defense had shackled, shut down, suffocated the Seattle Seahawks' #1 rushing attack, held it to 73 yards rushing at Jerry World in a playoff game. Who knew? How did they do that? They beat Russell Wilson 24-22, and it wasn't that close. He had one late garbage time.
So now okay. I want you to remember.
I'm using your word. Yeah, garbage touchdown, because it was 24-12 with under 2 minutes remaining, and then it ended up 24-22.
Okay.
But the point was, after they had done that to that team, they came right out here to Los Angeles. It was a Saturday night game, and what happened? 273 yards rushing happened, but 170 of those yards came in the first half. Thanks in part to Todd Gurley, but in too larger part to C.J. Anderson, who doesn't live in Los Angeles anymore, right?
Nope.
So he's not a Ram. Todd Gurley has sprung back to life in
Yes.
some way, shape, and form. It's not like he's running for 150 game, but he had 79 yards.
Nice.
And it was a good game. You're right. They have recommitted to the run, and I give them that. But that night, they really committed to the run. 273 rush yards against the same defense that had held the #1 rush attack to 73. How can you explain that?
You guys don't handle prosperity well.
Okay, maybe not. I don't know. But once again, that night, my quarterback had a QBR of 84, and your quarterback now, Jared Goff, had a 57. So he is dramatically outplayed him both times, and it's about to happen again, this time at Jerry World.
But this is what I don't understand, Skip. You said, okay, Jared Goff has won every matchup that he has faced, where his team has faced Dak Prescott and the Cowboys. And you said, statistically, he's outplayed him. But when I use that same argument to say Patrick Mahomes have outplayed Tom Brady every matchup, you say who won the game and who made the plays. Who made the play to make sure Dak Prescott did not get the football back? Jared Goff. When they were down at the half, who came back out, hit Todd Gurley for that touchdown right up the seam? Who threw those touchdown passes to get them back into the game and ultimately win the ball game? Was that Jared Goff?
Okay, it was a dink and dunk.
That was not
Well, it was.
Look here.
Okay, look, when we're talking about last year,
Yeah.
Tom Brady versus Pat Mahomes, right?
Yes.
Well, in the first meeting,